Philly Mike, and it's the Philly Talk Podcast. We here with a live stream. Been dropping a lot of videos, haven't been going live. Y'all been reaching out saying, what's up with the live? So here we are to talk about a subject that's not touchy in Philadelphia or in Eagle Nation, but the national media, other NFL podcasts. Jalen Hurts is a clicky subject, especially when you try to compare him to this quarterback, that quarterback, former quarterbacks, and use the term super team. Use the term he's being carried. Use the term he got so much help. Anybody can win with Jalen Hurts' team. It's all nonsense. The truth about Jalen Hurts is undeniable. Undeniable. He's a winner. He's a dog. He's a leader. And he can do everything the top quarterbacks can do. The guys who make all the fancy lists, he can do it. And when Jalen Hurts is laser focused, he's unstoppable.
And it's gonna come down to execution. Execution and communication, man. Same page. Gotta score here. We gotta score here. Come on.
First to throw. Near side, lets it rip. Brown! Touchdown!
That's what the do. That's what the I do. That's what the I'm talking about right there. That's what I'm talking about right there. What the I'm talking about? The I'm talking about? Nigga, that's trust right there. You hear me? I see you one great job. Come on, one.
When Jalen Hurts is laser focused, he's unstoppable. Throwing, running, the will to win, just dominant. And when I say laser focused, yeah, he might look bad in a regular season game against the Carolina Panthers, where again, the passing in general, play calling, Jalen Hurts, it all looked bad against Carolina. But guess what? It gets fixed, and he gets to the playoffs, and he wins big games in the playoffs. Are we really talking about a couple regular season games where when his arm wasn't working or the passing game wasn't working, not just Saquon Barkley was getting busy. Go back and watch the Jalen Hurts performance against the Carolina Panthers. Clutch throws when needed to be, although not many yards, and some bad reads for sure. But his legs have been a factor his whole career and comes up when it needs the most. He's a winner. He's a football player. Quarterbacks throw the ball. I understand that. But you need him to win the game. You need him to win the game, and Jalen Hurts does that time and time again. Most rushing yards in a Super Bowl, Jalen Hurts. You had the Cam Newtons in there. You had the Cam Newton in there, and that was another topic. Will Disley and a bunch of other podcasts talking about Cam Newton versus Jalen Hurts. Why are we talking about Cam Newton versus Jalen Hurts? One, got to a Super Bowl and lost, never got back, was too scared to jump on a fumble. The other one had to overcome the rejection, the big-time loss. He literally learned from it and got his redemption. And the crazy thing is, it was against the same team. The team that in this era is the best team in the NFL, is the best team of the era. You were talking about a three-peat. The three-peat era started when they beat the Eagles. Then they beat the Niners. And all they had to do was beat the Eagles again to get the three-peat. And we shut it down en route to our own possible new era of Eagle football. Cam Newton has the same picture to the left that I just showed you, but he doesn't have the picture to the right. He doesn't. And again, it's the downtime for NFL content. Jalen Hurts is a clicky subject. There's been some people giving him his props in the national media and on podcasts and all that, but the overall narrative is still super team, super team, super team. But then when lists come out, Where's the super team? I don't see it until you need to discredit Jalen Hurts. You talk about Pat Mahomes in great light, and rightfully so. He got a bunch of rings. Joe Burrow has been to the Super Bowl before. That's cool. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson are MVPs. That's cool. I don't want to discredit them quarterbacks, but why not talk about Jalen Hurts? Josh Allen, MVP in the regular season, but 0-4 in big games versus Pat Mahomes. Jalen Hurts, 3-0. 2-0. What did I say? 2-1. 1-1 in big games, Super Bowls, but also beat him in the regular season. When you look at the big quarterbacks in the AFC, the Burrows, the Allens, the Jacksons, the Mahomes, Jalen Hurts' stats versus them is incredible. If Jalen Hurts was in the AFC, he wouldn't have been to 2 Super Bowls. Are you sure about that? His stats versus the AFC. Most of these coming from beating Burrow's team, Allen's team, Mahomes, twice, Lamar. His record is 14-1, 40 touchdowns, 13 turnovers. Total yards per game is 273.2 with a passer rating over 100 at 106.7. But guess what, Mike? How many of them total yards per game average is passing? I don't care. When you get the ball at the 25-yard line, or when you get the ball at the 30-yard line, you got to go 70 yards to put it in the end zone. I don't care if you go 70 yards through the air. I don't care if you run in the backfield minus 30, turn around, and then get the other 100 to get the 70 yards. It doesn't matter. Can you go down and punch it in? This game is about who has the most points. Now, granted, we're not talking about defense, and the Eagles' defense was great this year, but it wasn't, it had its bumps early on, but really, really good. But the Eagles' offense put up points too. Most points ever scored in a playoff run. That's the Eagles. Who's the quarterback? Jalen Hurts. But he got Saquon Barkley. That's great. Saquon Barkley is a beast. But Saquon Barkley couldn't get the Giants out the first round. They got out the first round. Couldn't get the Giants over the top. But put the Eagles over the top in year 1. Why? Because the foundation was built. And how was the foundation built? Is Jalen Hurts Kevin Durant? Did Jalen Hurts get traded to a super team? Did he get traded to a super team? No, he didn't. The truth is Jalen Hurts was the starting piece to build a championship team. Jalen Hurts, drafted in 2020, a backup to Carson Wentz. These are big shoes to fill because although Carson flamed out, once upon a time, Carson was a savior. That 2017 season still happened. People thought that he was going to be able to rebound. He didn't. Jalen Hurts came in. Fulgham. Jalen Reagor. Rookie season, old man Alshon Jeffrey. This is not a super team. He didn't inherit a super team. He was a foundational piece of a team in desperate need of some change. We wanted Howie Roseman fired. Carson Wentz was out of here. We haven't had a receiver in a minute. He was the foundational piece. We felt good going into 2021 because Jalen Hurts was the quarterback the end of 2020 season. The 2021 season, followed by our first-round pick, Devontae Smith, we went to the playoffs. It was Jalen Reagor and a bunch of Walmart wide receivers. Now, Smitty was on the team, like I just said. But Jalen Hurts took that team to the playoffs. Never missed the playoffs. Joe Burrow, great stats, but missed the playoffs with Chase and Higgins. I'm just saying, it's like the undeniable truth is Jalen Hurts wins football games. He won games before A.J. Brown got there. He won games before Saquon Barkley got there. He's won games in college, big games in college. Again, College up, down, but back up. NFL, Super Bowl, lost. Shaky 2023, especially the way it ended. Not all Jalen Hurts, mainly the defense. Back up to the top. And in the biggest games, he shows up. I do want to see more of this type of Jalen Hurts, though. I really, really want to see more of this type of Jalen Hurts talking his trash.
And it's gonna come down to execution, execution and communication. Making sure the same page. Come on, go here. Gotta score here. We gotta score here. Come on.
First to throw. Near side, lets it rip. Brown! Touchdown!
That's what the f***ing do. That's what the f*** I do. That's what the f*** I'm talking about right there. That's what I'm talking about right there. What the f*** I'm talking about? The f*** I'm talking about? Nigga, that's trash right there. You hear me? I see you one great job. Business. Come on, one.
Jalen Hurts, laser focus is a scary thing. And again, it's not like he just can't get stats. Like, we've seen it. He lost a Super Bowl where he had great stats. Won a Super Bowl, still had great stats. He was 17 of 22 for 220 plus yards, 3 total touchdowns, 2 passing. Or no, 3 total touchdowns. Yes, 2 passing, 1 rushing. 5 incompletions in the Super Bowl against a Chiefs defense that was supposed to be really good too. Eagles had the best defense in the NFL, and the Chiefs had the second best defense. Colin Cowherd literally said the Eagles might not even make it to the red zone to even get the brotherly shove. First drive, well, not the first drive, but early in the game, Hurts, Dodson, inside the red zone. He told you time and time again, he don't care about stats. He cares about winning. And it's the truth. People don't like that he is admitting it. They hold him back because his stats, not his wins. And he's been a big part of every single win. The dude's literally telling you he don't care.
Yeah, I don't play the game for stats. I don't play the game for numbers, any statistical approval from anyone else. And I understand that everyone has a preconceived notion on how they want it to look or how they expect it to look. And I told you guys that winning and success is defined by that particular individual, and it's all relative to the person. And what I define it as is winning. And so the number one goal is always to come out here and win.
How many times did he got to tell you something before you believe it? Not Eagle fans. I'm not talking directly to Eagle fans. There are some Eagle fans, less than ever since he's been in the league, but there's still just so many people that try to throw the numbers. Watch the games. Watch the impact. Watch the leadership. Watch the big time play. Again, Jalen Hurts was bad in Carolina. Same with the play calling. That's one regular season game. Oh, it didn't look pretty. He got first down after first down with his leg, then made the pass to Calcaterra when he needed to. Another first down with his leg. It all looked pretty in the playoffs, except for the Rams game, but you talking about injured. He was injured. Plus, it was snowing like crazy. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We got a $1.25. I haven't went live. The last time I went live, I think, was like almost a month or two ago. So shout out to y'all for coming in here still. Don't be going live. Shout out to people who show love in the videos, too. Kimberly said, love that clip. For sure. I still said I could watch videos from last season every day. I do still, for sure, to get my Eagles fix. He also said 111 people watching and only 40 likes. We up to 137, 55 likes. Hit the like button. It's free. It's easy. It don't cost a thing, and it is greatly appreciated, for sure. Hit that like button. Like I said, people really think that Jalen Hurts was traded or drafted to a super team, which is absolutely false. Absolutely false. The super team was created because of Jalen Hurts. You have to have a quarterback first to be even considered a super team. You need a quarterback to be considered a super team. Jalen Hurts was the first piece. Jalen Hurts was here before Devontae Smith, before A.J. Brown, before Saquon Barkley, before the two rookie phenoms, Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean. He was the first person here. The Eagles believed in him. That allowed everything else to fall in place. Jalen Hurts didn't get the luxury of coming into the league on a super team. People forget that. He was the foundational piece that turned into this monster. Shout out to Howie Roseman. Green Wingman with the I repeat, $5 super chat. Let's hear it.
Eagles! Eagles!
Appreciate you. First one of the day. Again, it's been a long time since I've been live. We got to get these things ramping back up so I could be live for the game play-by-plays. You know how we used to do it. Green Wingman said you don't let quarterbacks you don't trust to throw on 4th and 5 in the middle of the field. He managed with big game ability and amazing fortitude to stay calm in big moments. Again, Jalen Hurts knows when to play hero and when not to play hero. That is a huge quality. To know when to not be the hero, to live another down, all that stuff. They don't trust Jalen Hurts. He only threw the ball 22 times this game. They don't trust him. Green Wingman points out that Nick Sirianni, instead of punting the ball, goes for it on 4th and 5, letting your quarterback throw the ball. Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown connected on a 4th and 10, 50-yard touchdown against the Giants. Like, you believe in your guy when you go for it on 4th down a lot. But why would we throw the ball 30, 40 times when Jalen Hurts' legs are hard to defend? Saquon Barkley is Saquon Barkley. Our offensive line is our offensive line. And for everybody to say it was only Saquon Barkley, look at what the running backs have done for the Eagles under Jalen Hurts' leadership. Miles Sanders, 1,300 yards in 2022. Went to the Panthers. Did he even break 600? Now he's with the Cowboys. Will he even get a chance to play? And that running back room is trash. But Jalen Hurts as his quarterback in this offensive line, 1,300. Swift finally stayed healthy and had his career high. So Saquon Barkley is a dog. But Jalen Hurts factored into him being this dominant in 2024 and possibly even more dominant in 2025. And if the recipe is to stop Saquon Barkley, Jalen Hurts said it many times, stats don't matter. But that don't mean he can't and won't accumulate stats. Put the right amount. Stack the box is what I'm trying to say. Stack the box and see what happens. Green Wingman, appreciate the love and support. 4th and 5 going for it. That means you trust your quarterback. And as he says, managing the game and making big plays at the right moment. Joe Burrow might throw for 400, 300, but he has 2 crucial interceptions. Or doesn't make the right play when it's needed. Yards can come so many ways. So many ways. Not just passing. Jalen Hurts is crucial to the Eagles offense. Mama E in the building with the $5 super chat. Appreciate the love.
Eagles! Eagles!
What's going on, Gang? She said, let's get ready to run this back. I can't wait to see these boys play. You and me both, Mama E. Again, I need to start ramping up these live streams for sure, getting things ready. I have some changes being made to my graphic cards and stuff for the live streams, and it's not available now. We're going to fix all that up. But, yeah, we're going to get back to the play-by-plays. Absolutely can't wait. Eagles season, to me, starts when training camp comes, right? July 22nd, we're going to get a lot of the nitty-gritty on the Tyler Steen news or the right guard news, the safety news, linebacker. When is Jahad Campbell coming back? We'll get to talk to the coaching staff, the new players, the veterans. I can't wait. August 10th, I will be in attendance for the live practice. I will be in Philly with the family. I'm going to bring the long hair, don't care 5-year-old, the 10-year-old. He just turned 10 yesterday. Happy birthday to Elijah again. My wife, we bringing everybody. Stepson, we going to bring all the people there, and I'll be at the live practice August 10th. Hopefully I get to see some of y'all. But then you get the preseason and the season starts. We going to kick it up for sure. King Diego in the building, what's going on with you? He said, my kids and I lost everything we own in the house. Fire, please. Appreciate what you have because it can be gone in an instant. Hey, King Diego, hit me up on Twitter. See if we could let me know. Just hit me up on Twitter. We'll talk about it on the side. But, hey, prayers in the chat for King Diego and his family. That junk crazy, man. Yes, appreciate what you got family-wise. What don't seem a lot to maybe to you could be a lot to somebody else. Everybody is in a different situation. Peter Riley with the $2 super chat. Appreciate it.
Eagles! Eagles!
My man dropped $2 to say Eagle fans with a green heart. Got love for all Eagle fans. Appreciate it. Hey, no matter where you're from, if you're an Eagle fan, we're going to have something to talk about for sure. But again, I didn't want to just make another video where I bring up or show all that stuff again. You got Will Dissly talking about Cam Newton is better than Jalen Hurts. You talk about Jalen Hurts in a negative way, half of the NFL fan base clicks on it. Commander fans, Cowboy fans, Kansas City fans, Ravens fans, just so many fan bases click on it because they want to hear, they want to see, they want to have more ridiculous input to the Jalen Hurts situation so they can go on Twitter, go on IG and say, look what this guy said. I told you he's not top 5. Look what this guy said. I told you he's not top 5. Chargers fans who want to praise Herbert love to hear all the negative talk on Jalen. Same with the Josh Allen fans, and that's why. And I'm not here to really just say who Jalen Hurts is better than. I'm not. Going into 2025, there's no quarterback that I would rather have on the Eagles. And even though Pat Mahomes, I'm always going to say he's better just all based off the resume. And Mahomes is Mahomes, even though Jalen Hurts just dethroned Mahomes. Going into 2025, I wouldn't want anybody on the Eagles to lead them at the quarterback position other than Jalen Hurts via leadership-wise, gameplay-wise, and chemistry. Shit is real. It matters. The locker room was perfect last year. Now, there's going to be some changes with the loss of Slay, Sweat, Williams. Offensively, pretty much just Mekhi Becton. I'm glad we were able to retain Dallas Goedert, big time Goddard fan, and again led the Eagles in yardage, receiving yards via playoffs. So I'm a big fan of him and glad he's back. But Jalen Hurts is the only one I want on this Eagles team leading us the way we play football. He just plays the perfect brand of, I don't give up what you think about my game. Jalen Hurts don't care about stats, and Eagle fans really don't care about stats. Why would we care about stats when we're talking about 3 Super Bowl appearances in 7 years? The only other fan base, the Chiefs and the Eagles. In the last 7 years, we're the only ones that understand it. And that's why, guess what? There are seasons where Patrick Mahomes' stats are a little bit down. Again, I'm talking about stats here, but I'm saying it in a way to say it really don't matter. Even when Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow have better passing numbers than Patrick Mahomes, you think Chief fans will take any of them over Pat Mahomes? No. Because I don't care if the Chiefs stink or on autopilot throughout the regular season. The Chiefs can make the playoffs with a 10-6 or 11-6 record, or it doesn't matter what the record is. When the Chiefs are in the playoffs, Mahomes going to beat Allen, Jackson, Burrow, Herbert. Doesn't really matter what Hurts stats are. When he's in the playoffs, he's going to beat Stafford, Love, Prescott, if he can get there, Goff, Daniels. Josh Allen was the MVP last year. Do you think the Chiefs would trade Mahomes for Allen? Nope. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Shout out to David Archer with the $10 super chat. Appreciate the love.
Eagles! Eagles!
The number one measuring stick of any quarterback is the ability to win, even when you are not at your best. Beautifully said. You still find a way to win, and that is who Jalen Hurts is. People can talk about a regular season Carolina Panther game when his passing was not good at all or not right. Either was the play calling, but he won with still making some clutch plays with his arm and his leg and won. You could look at a bad game against the who else? Doesn't matter. What happens in the regular season? As David Archer said, that is a great measuring point. It's all fine and dandy when everything is going well. The measuring stick of any great quarterback is the ability to win when you're not at your best. Dang, I threw 2 interceptions in the first half. Let me still win the game. Not let me throw the final interception to put the nail in the coffin. And rushing matters. Rushing matters. That's why when you look at the Philadelphia Eagles and Jalen Hurts versus the AFC, you can say all you want about passing yards this, passing yards that. But Jalen Hurts, 14-1, 40 touchdowns, 13 turnovers, 273.2 a game. If he runs for first down on third down, the chains still move. If he throws it, the chains still move. If he rushes for 2 touchdowns and passes for 2, he don't only count 2. But you're right about that, David Archer. Jalen Hurts, calm, cool, collective. Although I'm going to play this clip one more time for the people just tuning in. I would love to see Jalen Hurts more like this because when he's focused like that, just a different animal.
And it's going to come down to execution. Execution and communication. Making sure the same page. Go there. Got to score here. We got to score here. Come on.
First to throw. Near side, lets it rip. Brown! Touchdown!
That's what the f***ing do. That's what the f***ing do. That's what the f*** I'm talking about right there. That's what I'm talking about right there. What the f*** I'm talking about? The f*** I'm talking about? Nigga, that's trust right there. You hear me? I see you one great job. Business. Come on, one.
But again, he's not the type of guy who's going to be fired up because he throws a touchdown pass week 4, week 7, week 9. But although Jalen Hurts stays right here, calm, cool, collective, he was in the NFC Championship game, beating the Commanders 20-12. That's a 1-score game right there. He says, we got to score. Laser focus. Finds AJ in the side on the side of the end zone. Goes up 2. Let me show my emotions now. We about to get back to the Super Bowl so I can get some redemption. And that's what he did. That is when you show your emotions. I don't need him to be like, touchdown, week 4 against the Giants. He's above that. Like I was saying before, I kind of changed the subject. Chief fans don't care about the regular season really anymore. They watch it, and so are the Eagle fans. But the Chiefs are measured by going to the Super Bowl. 3 appearances, 2 wins in the last 7 years. The Eagles are now being measured about getting to the Super Bowl. Yes, we are going to enjoy the ride throughout the regular season, but one bad game, we don't need to judge our quarterback or any player who has a bad game. Smitty dropped the ball easily against the Commanders when Kenny Pickett was the quarterback that could have just won that game. Other fan bases get mad at their players. We have no reason to be mad at Smitty because when you call 6 again, he gonna catch it. It don't sit in his head. Love it. Afrocentric with the $5 super chat. Appreciate the love and the support. Afrocentric.
Eagles.
He said, can you imagine if Jalen Hurts beats Mahomes a second time in the Super Bowl? Hey, that's a real possibility. That rematch can happen, which would be crazy. Then you really start to talk about the rivalry being so real. It's like Manning and Brady all over again, but even more heightened because Manning and Brady can only meet in the playoffs or the AFC Championship, where you got Mahomes and Hurts meeting time and time again in the biggest game in America. It's bigger than the NBA Finals, bigger than the World Series, bigger than I think it's called a Stanley Cup. The Super Bowl is the biggest game in America. To meet there in the third time, meeting there for the third time in 4 years, it's crazy stuff. Crazy. And somebody's record would be over the other because they're 1-1 right now. Although in both games, Jalen Hurts outplayed them. But they're 1-1 right now. If they met again, that'd be crazy. Now, again, the Ravens got better. They got Jair Alexander. Their defense is good. Let's see if Lamar can get over the hump. The Bills still got Josh Allen. But again, I don't care whose team record is better. I'm not betting against the Chiefs in the AFC, and y'all shouldn't bet against the Eagles in the NFC. Now, football's a different monster. Anything can happen. But these are the two teams that have been making a statement over the last 3 years. They have. Yes, we kind of messed up in 2023, took a little detour, but we're back on the road, the right road. That also leads on the defensive side. As much as I love Jalen and his offense, our defense is legit. But I can imagine that, Afro, and that would be crazy. And I think it's going to happen. Again, I'm looking forward to the repeat season. Got to get to the Super Bowl to win the Super Bowl. Not going to count out the Chiefs. But even if we got there and played somebody else, and then we saw them again, and I just think that Mahomes and Hurts will be playing each other in the future. Probably multiple times. 2 more times. Give me 2 more Chiefs-Eagles Super Bowls in the next 5 years. I love that. I would love it. Give me 2 of them. Robert W. with the $10 super chat. Appreciate the love.
Eagles.
Shout out to the 164 people in here rocking. Like I said, I haven't been going live. Shout out to y'all, because it's easy to click on the video. It's cool that y'all been staying in here, listening to me go live, especially when I don't do it often. Robert said, I see the Hurts hate from a perspective of him being black. He's been out playing last season's MVP, and yet they have that player above Jalen Hurts. Last season's MVP was who was the MVP last year? Lamar, right? I think it was Lamar Jackson last year. I think no, last year. I know Josh Allen was last year. The year before that was Lamar, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. Or if you're talking about Josh Allen, hey, like I said, going into 2025, there's nobody I'd rather have than Jalen Hurts. I low-key gotta just respect Mahomes just based off the hardware. I'm a wins guy. I want the guy who wins when you need him to win. That's Mahomes and Hurts. 1 and 2. They got the hardware to back it up too. I don't know why. I mean, Lamar Jackson, he's always over Jalen Hurts too, and you can't say that for a 1v1 between Jackson and Jalen. And again, Jackson is electric, passing and running. But I've seen Jackson in the playoffs, multiple turnovers, multiple bad decisions. Jalen Hurts don't give you that. Jalen Hurts is a better player in the playoffs than he is in the regular season. That's the kind of guy I want to lead my football team. Because the regular season in football, every game counts. It's not basketball got 80-plus games, baseball 160, hockey, I don't even remember. You can go on a 4-game losing streak in basketball and still be perfectly fine. Every game matters in the regular season. But when you're this decorated of a team, who cares about if you are a great team in the regular season and lose in the playoffs, then that great regular season gets washed away. Great regular season and winning the playoffs, it gets stamped. And that's where the Eagles are right now. Shout out to Carlos Rosado with the $10 super chat as well. Appreciate it.
Eagles!
We've been live for 35 minutes. It's 2:12. I forgot. I just got a text message about a minute ago that I got to go somewhere at 2:30. I forgot all about it. So we're going to have to end this. I like to do at least an hour live stream, but we're going to talk a little bit. We're going to go live more often, but I'm going to have to end this before the hour. Carlos said, Mike Roots. You already know. It's funny when they discredit Jalen. He's on a super team, but when comparing them to another player / team, then it's not a super team. Haters try and have it, super team. Haters try and have it go both ways. Bleep out of here. Let them hate. Go Birds. For sure. You want the Roots, so let's play the Roots real quick. 1 second. I don't want it to be all staticky.
Keep that Roots going, baby! Roots go 3! 1, 2, 3, Roots!
If you know, you know. You should. If you're here during the play-by-plays, you know about the Roots, and I agree with you. Cam Jurgens not a top 10 center. Like the list goes on and on. Everybody's list don't really have the Eagles in it and or high until it's time to discredit Jalen Hurts. Brandon Lewis said 2,900 passing yards. I'm not sure exactly what you're saying that from. Are you trying to talk trash about Jalen with the 2,900 passing yards? Robert said Hurts owns Jackson and Allen. You're right. And if you're just getting in here, Robert, and I appreciate the super chat, we talked about that. Jalen Hurts stats versus the AFC since 2022. 14-1 record, 40 touchdowns, 13 turnovers, and 273.2 yards per game with a passer rating of 106.7. Now, again, 273 yards per game. Not just passing, also rushing, which matters because it's what this player does that impacts the game, whether it's in the air or on the ground, that gets you the dub. 14-1. He's beaten Josh Allen. He's beaten Lamar Jackson. He's beaten Joe Burrow. He's beaten Herbert. He's beaten all the top AFC quarterbacks. Simple and plain. Mama E wants the flowers everywhere. Let's get that real quick, too. Can't have the Roots without the flowers. 1 second again. You got to always refresh it before you play it. Flowers everywhere. We love the flower girl. That's for dang sure. Mr. Lieber, what's going on with you? Donnie Ford said, go Birds, Philly Mike, you already know. Kimberly said, Coach was not wrong about the Roots. Just had trouble with the delivery. But he did deliver. Yeah, the whole flower and the sprout and all that was a little extra for sure. But the Roots came out real quick after the 2021 season. Fitness Roofer said Hunt, Makuba, and the Vanilla Gorilla, the rookie cornerback from UCF, and Campbell will be the X factors on defense. Sheesh. That's a lot of young bucks you're talking about as X factors on the defensive side. I do see them all carving out a role. I like the young corner Mac McWilliams I believe that's his name, out of UCF, as that guy who comes in to give Cooper DeJean a little break. Maybe he comes in if Cooper DeJean needs to go out there and play outside cornerback, although he's only been doing that in base formations. It's interesting to say the least. Tony B said, don't get me wrong, I love Smitty and think he's a solid wide receiver, but everyone wants to talk about our great wide receivers, but yet Smitty hasn't even been voted to a Pro Bowl. They don't think highly when voting. That's another thing. A.J. Brown is known as a top dog in the in the NFL at the wide receiver position. When you look at a lot of people's top fives list, AJ's in it. When you look at Smitty don't even make the national media and all these little lists when it comes to top 20 receivers. I've seen somewhere in the national media don't even put him in the top 20, top 18. I would. All right, we're going to go in a second, Papa. Give me 1 second. I would put him in there. But other people don't. But then it's, oh, he got AJ and Smitty. He got Goddard too, I understand. But then everybody likes to bring up how much he's hurt. All I know is the Eagles are not a super team until they need to discredit Jalen Hurts. That's when the super team vibes really hit the fullest. The fullest. And again, we're going to be going live throughout the week to talk more about the team in general. Training camp is around the corner, less than 11 days. We got 11 days until training camp. We're going to be talking about this, that, and the third. We'll have live streams and videos focus on the rookies, the defensive things, other parts. But I just wanted to talk about Jalen Hurts because I seen TJ Hushmanzada say CJ Brown. I can't even speak. I need some water. Let me drink some water real quick. I seen TJ Hushmanzada talk about CJ Stroud is better than Jalen Hurts. I seen Will Dissly comparing Cam Newton to Jalen Hurts, saying he's better or did more, a bunch of stuff. Everybody wants to use Jalen Hurts for simply because he's a hot topic as the Super Bowl MVP of last year. They want to utilize his name and the arguments that Jalen Hurts and Eagle fans will have with them by saying he makes the Eagles go. No, the Eagles carry him, blah, 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 all that stuff, It's just ridiculous. And I don't want to keep repeating myself. We've been live for about 42 minutes. If you're just getting in here, definitely rewind it to the beginning because you know how I do the live streams. For the first 10 to 15 minutes, I talk all myself. And then we go to the chat, and the chat can take me wherever we go. We pretty much stayed on topic, which was Jalen Hurts, who, again, I wouldn't take any quarterback to go in a 2025 season over Jalen Hurts, simply because the way this Eagles team is wired with Jalen Hurts is just different. And although you can get a pretty passer, maybe we pass too much, and Saquon Barkley don't get going. So then we're one-dimensional. And then that pretty passer, like Jared Goff did versus the Commanders, turns the ball over too much and changes the game for the Eagles. Jared Goff, great regular season, choked in the playoffs. Same with the play caller, Ben Johnson, but interception, too many. Sometimes to be the best, like Jalen Hurts knows when to take over games, and he also knows when to not be the hero, which is a quality that not every quarterback has. Not turning the ball over, giving your defense a break, checking from a pass to a run because you read something. You know how many quarterbacks get the call they're in the huddle. OC gives the call. Blah, 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 blah. It's a pass play. They're so worried about their stats that they can look to the left and say, man, if I check to this run play, my running back can probably easily get 10-plus yards. But the coach called a pass play, and I'm close to 300. It's in the third quarter. We're in the fourth quarter. I'm close to 300. Let me do this flood route and try to hit my receiver out of bounds. If he's not open, I'll throw it away. Jalen Hurts not about that. He looked to the left. Kellen Moore called a flood route to Smitty. Oh, well. Check to a run. Hand it to Saquon. Saquon don't just get the 10 yards. The dude gets a tub. Now, because he got a tub, the game is broke open. Jalen Hurts don't really come back on the field. And his statistics are his statistics. There were multiple times this season, Saquon Bar. I can't speak right now. It's hot in here. My AC turned off and it's all the way over there. I don't want to walk over there and turn it back on. But there's been multiple times this season that Jalen Hurts checked to a run play, and that run play either went for 60, went for 20 plus, or went for a crucial first down. And it wasn't a design call. It was Jalen checking into it. I'm going to play this one more time before we get up out of here. I love y'all to death. Jalen Hurts cares about one thing. He told you many times.
Yeah, I don't play the game for stats. I don't play the game for numbers, any statistical approval from anyone else. And I understand that everyone has a preconceived notion on how they want it to look or how they expect it to look. And I told you guys that winning and success is defined by that particular individual, and it's all relative to the person. And what I define it as is winning. And so the number one goal is always to come out here and win.
Plain and simple. Plain and simple. If the guy's telling you who he is and you refuse to believe it or try to say, nah, he really cares about stats, he just can't do it, that's why he's trying to say that. No, that's why so many people are mad. They want to say that Jalen Hurts does care about stats, he just can't get them, and so he's trying to act like this, act like that. No, this is who Jalen Hurts has always been and always will be, and that's why he's perfect for Philly. Maybe the Bills want to win with statistics, or the Bengals want to win with statistics, or the Ravens fans, or even Cowboy fans, they want to win with statistics. We just want to win. And Eagle fans are not dumb. We count rushing. If another quarterback comes in here and is running the ball as good as he passes, we will count it. If Jalen Hurts stopped running and other quarterbacks continue to run, we wouldn't try to say, well, now look, Jalen Hurts is passing the ball so much, but now you can't count the other people's rushing yards. No, that just sounds stupid. It's a part of football. There's so many stupid fans out there. It just really are. Like, bro, if you rush for 70 yards and throw the ball for 220, you accounted for 290, almost 300. Well, only 2 of it was 220 was passing. Doesn't matter. You accounted. You, the player, were a part of this team, gave this team 290 yards. With that being said, it's real hot up here. I don't know why it turned off. I got to go check it. It's all the way in the corner. I love y'all to death. We're going to be doing more live streams, have more different topics, interesting topics, hot takes, all that stuff. Shout out to Anthony Chops. I see you in the building. Fitness Roofer. Get your exercise in, Mike. You already know it's hot up here. Whew. I don't know. Until next time, y'all know what time it is. We out. If you're just getting in here, rewatch it. A lot of stuff I already repeated, but we said some new stuff in the beginning as well. I love y'all. We out. Peace, peace.